It's time for Kaufman Stigger FAQs.
Here comes the educational part of the program. You may be wondering, with this pandemic, what is the current court situation in the state of Kentucky? If you want a jury trial, can you get one? To answer these questions, I have two experts, and they are, of course, from Kaufman Stigger Injury Lawyers. With me now, of course, is my friend Marshall Kaufman, and also my friend Kara Stigger. Welcome to the show. All right, Kara, I'll go to you first. Okay, so how has this pandemic affected the court situation in the state of Kentucky?
Well, it has shut it down essentially as far as personal appearances, but our cases are still able to proceed as normal other than the personal appearance. The Kentucky Supreme Court just came out with an order this past week that will allow us to start criminal jury trials in August, and then the civil cases, which is what we handle, will start in October of this year. And I think they'll look a little different, but as I said, we're doing lots of things by Zoom and other mechanisms to be able to continue handling our cases. In some ways it's better, some ways it's worse. We're able to do mediations and depositions, and sometimes we are doing that in person, but mostly we're doing those by Zoom. My court hearings have been either telephonically or by Zoom, so the judges are still on us. They're still watching our cases. They're still answering our disputes when we have motions to make and arguments with co-counsel and opposing counsel. So it's proceeding not normally, but we are still are able to pursue the cases.
Yeah, because this is unprecedented, Kaufman and Stigger Injury Lawyers, you're no exception. You've had to kind of react on the fly and adapt very quickly. Marshall Kaufman, I think it's important that people know, though, they have a right to a jury trial. That is your right, correct?
That is, John. According to the Article 7 of the Constitution, you do have a right to a jury trial. And one of the things that we're concerned with, John, as far as how this is going to actually happen, as Kara said, the Supreme Court says in civil cases that we handle, we're not able to start jury trials until October. But even when you start those, we're concerned about, are you going to be able to get enough people to come in who want to participate in a jury? With respect to having masks or other things. When you have witnesses on the stand, you have a right to cross-examine a witness or to do their direct testimony. And we're concerned with if a witness is wearing a mask, or an expert witness or a physician, you know, how are they going to be able to communicate with a jury that may also be in mask, and you may be in a mask, and a judge be in a mask. So there may be communication issues. You won't be able to read people's expressions, various things that we as attorneys consider essential in order to have, you know, a fair jury trial. So we don't know how that's going to happen in August. Each circuit judge throughout the state will have the ability to make those decisions, but until it starts, we really don't know how that's going to play out or how we're going to be able to handle that. And we'll do the best we can, as will other attorneys, and as will the judges.
Marshall, that's interesting. You both have brought up some variables that I did not think of, but it makes perfect sense. So a lot of us are thinking, and probably correctly so, that things are a little bit backed up. But nonetheless, Kara, if you have an injury, it's important to call, despite the backup, to call Kaufman and Stigger right away, correct? If so, and why?
The same reason it's always been important, so that we can start investigating and working on the case from the beginning. There has been a time during this pandemic where the police officers aren't doing reports, or perhaps they're not doing reports at the same frequency that they did before. And that's real important so that we can try to get the information for our clients if the police officer wasn't there to handle that and to investigate the case. So the sooner the better. And we're able to still see people socially distant. We are able to handle interviews by phone or by Zoom. And we were able to exchange paperwork by DocuSign and other means. So we've become educated on doing this a little differently than we're used to, but it's still working, and it's working fine.
That's why your go-to attorneys, Kaufman and Stigger Injury Lawyers. Mr. Kaufman, Kara Stigger, I enjoy working with you guys so much. And before I let you go, everyone in your family and at your firm, everyone happy and healthy, Marshall?
Everybody's doing great, John. We've kind of changed the way we operate in our office. We're on a limited staff and different days of the week. But thanks for asking. My family's fine, and our office staff is doing great. And we're just learning to adapt.
And as you can tell as you watch this, our viewers, whatever's good for the client, they're willing to do it. They've adapted during the pandemic, and they'll certainly adapt to cover your case as well. Kaufman and Stigger, injury lawyers. We'll be right back on Wave 3 Listens.